Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Rider Zero Spike back again once again. And today we're here for Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 11. Now in this episode we get the debut of a brand new form. I don't like it. It's too freaking big. Like, he's so clunky in it, and it's weird. I don't like it. I'm sorry guys, I don't like this one. I don't feel like I'm alone on this one. I say I really kind of just don't like this form. I consider how freaking big it is, and it's just, I don't know. But in this episode, we basically start off with our characters, going out here and capturing chemies. And while this is going on, we have the Abyssal sisters who have gotten UFO. They have gotten UFO and also a piece of the malgam from the last episode, and actually using it to power up their the driver that they are creating. Turns out, yes, it's a driver. It's not collecting malice, it's collecting malice within it to charge it, but this thing is a driver. And yeah, while they're using it, they're charging it up to with UFO, but then UFO says F that, and he breaks out of there. And he freaking leaves. And then one of the sisters tries to go off and go get it, but they end up saying that the leader sister basically says that, yeah, don't worry about that. We have other things to attend to. He's like, what other thing we gotta attend to? And we get the name of their master. They drop their master's name, which is Glion. It's Glion, Master Glion. Weird name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm pronouncing it the way it looks. Maybe it's Glion, or like Glion. But yeah, they name dropped their master, and we have yet to see what he looks like or anything like that. But we got a name at least. Hey, we got a name, and we now know that this thing is a driver. So we see the rest of the crew, that our four friends going out here capturing chemies. They end up capturing a stag chemy, which is gonna be used actually later on in the episode with 6 other chemies. They actually captured 7 chemies together, and we see all those chemies in action later on in the episode too, which we don't get like any official like big forms, but we get like those little spirit kind of energy kind of wacky forms that help out Ichinose later on while he's fighting off the amalgam that they have. So we see that everybody goes back. Everybody's getting ready to go back to school, and that's when we see Minato talking to Kurogane about the 2 inspectors are coming to the academy to talk to investigate something. And that's when he tells Kurogane that a bunch of blank cards have been stolen from the Alchemist Association and have been given to the Abyssal sisters. So somebody, an alchemist, is working with the Abyssal sisters, and these 2 inspectors have come to the academy to investigate that. And we get to see both of these inspectors. When everybody gets there, we see that before that happens, we see that a spider amalgam is attacking the city and things like that. We see that our crew, they go over there to intercept this chemy. Ichinose powers, he hitches up and he starts fighting off this amalgam, this big spider amalgam. They're fighting him. Well, it's not like a big CGI spider, but it's just spider suit monster. So he's fighting this chemy off. He's fighting this amalgam off. And while he's fighting this amalgam, we see the other chemy form. We see him utilize the other chemies that they just caught. When he utilizes all those different chemies, he's able to defeat this spider amalgam, and we don't even see who turned into him. The person who became this amalgam was just laid out. We didn't even see their face. Like, this person was completely off screen, so we don't know who became this amalgam. But in the distance, we see a man standing there. I guess we know that he is one of the inspectors that are coming to see them today, and he's sitting there polishing his ring, and he watched Ichinose fight off that amalgam. And when everybody gets back to school, that's when Minato introduces them to the 2 new inspectors. It's a man and a woman, and the man's name is Kurogama. Yeah, it was Kurogama, and the woman's name was Harima. And they basically came there to investigate was going on with the Abyssal, well, who's giving this stuff to the Abyssal sisters. But we see that Kurigama is he doesn't like Ichinose. Of course he doesn't. He doesn't think Ichinose is fit to be the Kamen Rider because he got the driver from Fuga, who was Kudo's dad. He was a traitor. So since we didn't officially give you the driver, he feels like since the association really didn't give him the driver, you got it from a traitor, and also you fight kind of sloppy, and you actually befriend Chemies. He's also like Kurigane, where he believes that Chemies are just tools, and you shouldn't be you, and you shouldn't feel that way about them. And yeah, we see that Fushiguro was the one that actually was technically the one who stood up for Ichinose, because this guy is just railing into him, calling him, saying that he's unfit and he fights sloppy, just overall just insulting this kid. And he basically calls all of them problem students, but he doesn't get the driver taken away from him. But we end up seeing that, and also Minato actually steps in too and says that that's kind of messed up, dog. I don't think you should, kind of do that. And then even Kurigane, but Kurigane also agreed with him, because of course he did. But Kurigane basically kind of insinuated that Kurigama was might be the spy as well, because you're here to investigate this, but you're too worried about that. You're too worried about taking the driver away from him and stuff like that. You're the one that's suspicious. So they get an alert on the monitors, and they end up going to where they end up leaving. And turns out the spider amalgam is back for some reason. The spider amalgam is back, and they all kind of split up. So when everybody splits up, we see that Kudo basically is intercepted by the leader sister, and she wants to talk to her alone. And she basically says, how am I supposed to talk to you alone? But how am I supposed to talk to you alone? She ends up possessing a bunch of people and things like that, and she wants to talk to her, but that's when Kurigane comes in and kind of saves her from her. But then the leader sister tells Kudo, all this stuff that's about to happen right now is your fault. But we also got a brief summary of UFO. It turns out and we got a brief summary on some of the other these level 10 chemies that are out there. Turns out there are very level 10 chemies. Turns out are these very strong chemies, and we kind of foreshadow two other chemies that we might see. One was called X-Wizard, and the other one was called Exceed Fighter. It was like a jet, and the other one was a cool chemy looking wizard thing. And it seems like those are level 10 chemies, and UFO is also a level 10 chemy. He's also really big. He's a UFO, but he's like 3 UFOs kind of connected, and one of them's got a head in it. But yeah, basically he says that there are these level 10 chemies out there, and they are very powerful, and we gotta find those, because those are the strongest ones. So, but yeah, I did like the X-Wizard one. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one, and the Exceed Fighter. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one too. UFO, I am looking forward to seeing what it looked like, what he's actually going to look like whenever Ichinose uses it. Maybe next episode, probably. But if it's a level 10 chemy, what combination are you going to use with that? Because is it just going to be one singular form, these X chemies, these level 10 chemies? Are they all going to be their own singular form, since they're already a level 10? Maybe it's kind of how build was, where you had the 2 bottles, but then when you had the stronger bottles, you had the cans. So are these chemies essentially just going to be you could just use one of them and get this amazing power? We don't know yet. But that's where my mind is going. That's where my mind is going when it comes down to the level 10 chemies. But other than that, so Kurigane ends up saving Kudo, and they also created a they also created like this this chemy thing that was supposed to attract UFO to it and stuff like that. So yeah, but they didn't get but they couldn't it came soon as they left, because Kurogane came and told them to come back to class and stuff like that. It was weird, and it came soon as they like left, dude. It was working. So we ended up going back. They ended up going back to class after we see that. They ended up saving Kudo. And we ended up seeing that Fushiguro was with Ichinose, and that's when they get intercepted again by, they see UFO, and then UFO is being attacked by the spider chemy again for some reason. Because we know Ichinose defeated it, and then Fushiguro's like, I thought you defeated this thing. And he's like, no. He's like, yeah, I did. I beat him. And then he looks at his chemy. He looks at his chemy riser, and all his cards are gone. All the chemies are gone. All the chemies that they got, all the new chemies that they got are gone. So he ends up transforming into, like, you know, his. He ends up transforming and becoming. Well, he ends up using Jungle Jan. He ends up using Jungle Jan and Raidenji, and becoming a brand new form, which is this big ugly form. This big ugly form, dog. And he starts fighting the spider amalgam with it, and he kind of can't beat it because he's so clunky. It seems like this form has to be kind of like a zoning thing. It's not really like an up close and personal kind of form. And he ends up defeating her with this form, but then he ends up getting the tarantula chemy back, but it's called Catantula. It was like catch. It kept saying catch. So it's like it's some of these names. So he ends up getting that chemy back, and the person who was they start to speak like they were the male inspector. They were speaking like they were him, but they turn back into their regular self, and it turns out it was Harima, the woman, the super spunky and cute and whatever, like, inspector. I kind of felt like it was gonna be her anyway, because it's never the happy innocent person. It's always the super serious dude. But nah, it's the cute cuddly. I won't say cuddly, but it's the cute one, the spunky one. It's her, and she actually shows how she was able to steal all of his chemies. She takes her glove off, and her hand is like all messed up. It seems like it has looks like a zombie hand. Like she has like a bunch of darkness in it. And then she pulls out like a ring that has like a red portal, and then she puts her hand in it and puts her hand in it, and her hand like appears in front of Ichinose, and it grabs the card out of his hand. And then he's like, what? How the crap did you do that? And then the episode ends off right there. But yeah, it's starting to get really serious. I feel like they're throwing some more plot in there. We're getting some traders. We're seeing higher up people in the academy other than Kurogane. But yeah, we're seeing other people. I wonder if next episode we're gonna get the debut of Kamen Rider Dread. Like, yeah, we're gonna see we don't know who's using that driver though. We don't know who's using that freaking driver. Oh man, what if it's Kudo's dad? Like, what if it's her dad, yo? What if it's like they used it? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's the male inspector, Kudagama. Like, maybe it could be him. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously this thing is full of malice. Like, it's to the brim with malice. So most likely whoever is using this thing probably is under control, maybe. But them making Kamen Rider Dread Kudo's dad would be awesome, because he ain't dead. That dude's not dead. And also, like, who are they going? Like, they confirmed he wasn't dead, and they also talked about how they also spoke to Kudo and said, "What if I told you that your dad's not dead? What if I told you that?" And she's like, "Nah, he is. Like, is he alive?" So maybe they've had him in the back for all this, for like these last, all this time. They've had him in the back, and then now they've created the Dread Driver. Maybe that's what it's gonna be called. I'm gonna call it the Dread Driver until they call it something else, or the Malice Driver or something like that. But now they put this driver on him, and now they're controlling him and making him fight everybody. But yeah, I think Kamen Rider Dread's gonna be Kudo's dad. That's all I'm saying. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take it. I'll take the L. But yeah, this was this was a fine episode. It had some funny moments, had some nice moments. I mean, it foreshadowed some stuff. It foreshadowed maybe some cool maybe some cool chemies and some cool forms that we're gonna probably get later on down the line. And we got a debut of a brand new form. We got a debut of a bunch of forms, but an actual suit transformation, like actual suit form, then yeah, that form. Sorry guys, I don't like this form. It's too freaking. It's just too big and bulky. It's worse. It's worse than the last form we got in the last episode. But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, please watch another one, because that's how the algorithm works. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Like I said before, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Let me know all your thoughts down there in the comment section below. And with that being said, guys, stay henshin.